Hi guys, welcome back to She Stitchin'. This is Melanie, and I'd like to say a big welcome to all of my new subscribers. I've had quite a few this week, and that's very exciting. This stitch will be for our Just Another Crochet Along. You can also find us on our Facebook group, which will have a link in the description if you want to see everyone's results as we go along. So this stitch is called the grit stitch. You can see here. It works up very quickly. It's really easy. It's only single crochets and double crochets in the main part of the pattern. And then I'm using half double crochets on the outside to keep the borders nice and strong. And then I did do my single crochet border around the outside of this for when we go to put the rest of the blanket together. So last week was the ripple stitch, and it's very similar to the grit stitch. Except the the ripple stitch used 2 double crochets and a single crochet, and here on the grit stitch we're going to be using 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet together. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to need a starting chain of 31, and I will meet you at the end of our starting chain. Okay, so now we've reached the end of our chain 31. If you're doing this in a different sample size, you're going to want to have a multiple of 2 plus 1. And you can use any hook size, but if you're doing the crochet along with us, we are using the 4.5mm hook today in order to maintain the gauge to match up with our other squares. And the color I'm using for my sample today is the pale green in my Caron 1 pound that I'm using for my crochet along. So we've got our 31 chain. So this is our 31st chain. You can see the back bump there. We're going to skip 31, 30, and we're going to go into the 29th. So we're going to skip the first 2 bumps, and we're going to go into that there with a single crochet. And this is American terms. So the single crochet is you place your hook in, pull a loop through, and then yarn over and pull through 2. And that gives us our single crochet. So this turning chain is going to be representing a half double crochet for later. So we've got our single crochet, and then we're going to do a double crochet. And again, that's American terms, so we're going to yarn over once. And we're going to place into the same space that we put the single crochet in. So we're going to go back into that same place, yarn over, pull a loop through. So we have 3 loops on, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over again and pull through the last 2. And that's what we're going to be repeating the whole rest of the pattern, is single crochet, double crochet. And then what we're going to do for our next repetition is we're going to skip this next stitch here, and we're going to do a single crochet and a double crochet into that same space. So skip this one and go into the second one and do a single crochet and then a double crochet. Sorry about the background noise. My 10-month-old is having a really fun time with his toy right now. Okay, and that's what we're going to repeat the whole way across. So this is a really easy stitch. We skip this one and then do single crochet, and into the same stitch we do a double crochet. I'll do that one more time with you. Skip 1 space, then do a single crochet, and then a double crochet in the same space. So go ahead and do that the whole way across until you have 3 spaces left, and meet me at the end. Okay, now I'm down at the end of the row, and I did say the wrong number. You should continue until you have 4 stitches left, not 3. So now we've got the 4 stitches left, and I'll do that last repetition with you. So we do a single crochet and then a double crochet here. And then at this point, we're going to have 14 of these little pairs of stitches. So you can see the single crochets kind of stick out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And we're going to get to the 30 stitches for a crochet along by having the double crochet on each side. And the double crochet, or I'm sorry, the half double crochet on each side. So the half double crochet, we're going to yarn over and place into that last hook, or the last chain there. So we place in, yarn over once, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of those for the half double crochet. Okay? And then what we're going to do is just chain 1 and then do a half double crochet into that same spot. So you can see we're going to go into the top of that half double crochet from the row below. And then when we're on the back side here, we're going to skip a stitch and then go and do our single crochet and double crochet into this second stitch here. And also that is the top of our single crochet. So we're always going to be wanting to work our little pair into the top of the single crochet, and that's what's going to give us that kind of sideways look here where you can see at this point in the pattern I wanted to, you know, just add a little bit of flair. So I did 1 row of my Cape Cod blue and 1 row of my light sage just to kind of accentuate what the stitch pattern looks like. So here we're going to do the single crochet and the double crochet into the top of that stitch there, into the top of the single crochet from the row below. So we go single crochet and then double crochet, and that's what we're going to repeat the whole remainder of the row. Single crochet and double crochet. So we skip and then single crochet and double crochet, single crochet and double crochet. Okay, so skip a stitch and then single crochet and double crochet. So we're out camping again this weekend, so we've got a little bit of camp noise in the background here. So I apologize for that. So we skip a piece and then we do single crochet and then double crochet. So go ahead and finish that all the way across, and I'll join you at the edge of the row. Okay, so now we've reached the end here. We've got 3 spaces left. So far I did that repetition of the pairs 13 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that's that half double crochet at the end. So over here, we're going to do the repetition 1 more time. So we skip and we do it here. So skip a stitch and go in here. And we do single crochet, double crochet. And then you can see the ending stitch from our turning stitch before. So we're going to go into that stitch and we're going to do a half double crochet. Sometimes these are a little hard to get into, so try to get through 2 of those loops. Sorry. There it is. Okay. Yarn over and pull through. So at this point at the end of row 2 is when we're going to want to check our gauge. So that will start to straighten up as we go up. But you can see there, that's matching the gauge of our other squares. So this was our cluster square. And you can see that that size is matching up perfectly. So let's go ahead and we'll chain 1 and turn. And just as a reminder, we're going to I don't think I said yet, the whole rest of the pattern we're going to be repeating this row 2. So we already did the chain 1, and now we're going to do the half double crochet into that first stitch there. So the chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch, but the half double crochet will count. So there's our turn. Then we skip a stitch and we do our single crochet and our double crochet right in there in the second stitch away from where we're working. So single crochet and double crochet. And then we skip a stitch and single crochet, double crochet. So this is a really easy stitch. You should have everything that you need to finish this up. So I'd like to thank you for joining me today to learn the grit stitch, and I hope that you also join us for the crochet along. If you have any questions, please comment down below. And we also have a great community on, I have a little bit of a yarn tail here. We also have a great community on Facebook. It's called Just Another Crochet Group, so you can join us there. My goodness. And I also have an Instagram, Tumblr, and a TikTok where I post some fun stuff and the other types of things that I'm working on. So if you'd like to join there, that would be great. I don't think there's anything else that I need to mention for this stitch, but I hope you enjoy it. And go ahead and just finish this stitch until you get to the height that you need to match your other squares. And as I've said many times before, everybody crochets differently. So my squares end up being 8 3/4 inches, but some people using the same hook and the same yarn are going to get different size squares. So as long as the size of your squares all match up to each other, you will be okay. So I hope you guys have a good week, and I will see you next time. If anybody asks where I am, just tell them she's stitching.